When we talk about dropshipping ad fails, there are a lot of reasons why actually this thing's happening. To this conversation, I want to share with you our research around the best thing you need to do and the top reasons why you have the dropshipping ad fails. So here's the approach I want you to really think about. So the first reason why you have the dropshipping ad fail is because you are selecting the wrong niche. See, the whole thing here is that you have to be clear about the niche selection. If you have, let's say, you are having a dropshipping ad, and there is a mismatch between the niche that you have and the target audience, of course you're going to have an ad fail. So it's really important to understand that when we talk about niche in general, when it comes to dropshipping, you have to constantly talk about your target audience. And when we speak about the target audience, we're speaking about three things: the geography, the demographics, and the economics. Those things are really important. Anytime you have a conversation about dropshipping and you're thinking about target audience, you need to pay attention to those three elements: the demographics, the economics, and the geography. And if you are able to find the right match within those three elements, then your dropshipping ad is not going to fail. It's going to succeed. So selecting the wrong niche is the first reason why you have a dropshipping ad fail. The second thing here is that, the reason why people actually fail in terms of dropshipping ad advertising in general is because there is a lack of patience and persistence. See, the whole thing is that people just want to start a dropshipping store and just make money in 30 days. They've watched so many videos about dropshipping success in 30 days, 60 days, so they think everything happens overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. This is not a marathon. This is not a sprint. It is a marathon. So you have to be in it for the long run to win it. Many dropshippers just don't have the patience to start a dropshipping store. So if you're not really patient enough when you want to start this sort of activity, then do something else. Okay, you want to do something else, because patience and persistence are not only required in dropshipping, but for any business for that matter. Okay, and if you're just starting out with dropshipping, then it is a prerequisite. Do not ask for things to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, and be in it for the long haul. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo about dropshipping ad fails and what are the top reasons about those fails. Let's talk about them. Another reason why you have dropshipping ad fails is that you have a lack of investment and resources. So you need to understand, when we talk about dropshipping in general, we have to talk about a certain logic, but you have to really think about also allocating the proper amount of resources to it. And though dropshipping doesn't require a lot of investment, if you're just starting out for the first time, then you need to keep a budget in mind. Let's say you just started your first store. You need to keep about $500 all the way to $1,000 in cash for ads, because the whole thing is nobody knows about your store. You might have an appealing product, you might have a winning product, you might have a great audience, you might have a great niche, but if nobody knows about your store, you have gazillions of other stores you are competing with. So how are you going to differentiate yourself? How are you going to highlight your store if you do not advertise? You need to advertise. You need to actually let the word out know that basically you are a great store, that you are selling profitable, you're selling product that have potential. It's all about persistence. It's all about actually having a strategy, and so you have to have the right resources. And when we talk about the resources, it's not just about money though. It's also about the time resources. You got to be there. You got to be there to win it. Okay. Again, this is a long-term game. This is a marathon. So you have to actually deploy the proper resources in the long run. So if you don't have that, of course you are going to have a dropshipping ad fail. In other words, if you don't have the right resources in terms of dropshipping advertisement, for example, if your budget is not consequential, you're not going to have the proper video, the proper ad, the proper creativity that will hook up your target audience. Another reason why you might have a dropshipping ad fail is that if you have the wrong platform. If you selected the wrong platform, you are going to have a dropshipping ad fail. Because listen, let's say you have a Facebook ad, and you are actually having the Facebook ad on YouTube, or you're having the Facebook ad on TikTok. Of course, there will be a mismatch. If there is a mismatch, then your ad is going to fail, because the viewer on those platforms have no idea what you're talking about and are not interested in this product or in this type of ads. So there has to be a great harmony. There has to be harmony between the platform that you have chosen and your dropshipping ad. Okay, so it's very important. Do not use the wrong platform to market your dropshipping stores and products. Some of the most prominent channels to market your dropshipping products are Facebook ads, Google AdWords, and Bing ads. If dropshippers have found products that are already selling high volumes on other shopping stores, then you only have to market them. Okay, if you're still failing, then it can be because you're not using the right platform. Now, the best solution to this problem is to use multiple platforms to market the product, and the one that provides the most ROI, you want to use it further on. So when you start somewhere, you're going to have to do some trials and errors, okay? And then basically, if you find one area that really works, then you want to double down, you want to triple down. Sometimes this strategy is called A/B testing. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about dropshipping ad fails and some of the top reasons why you might have failures in advertising when you are actually marketing your dropshipping products. Another reason why you might have a dropshipping ad fail is that if you have high prices of dropshipping products. In other words, basically your prices are too high. Too high, and you don't have what's called competitive pricing. And this is a big problem because depending on your niche, if you are in a niche where pricing is very sensitive and you're not competing on prices, then you have to find another strategy. If you want to differentiate yourself on other markers and you are not really doing a good job at that level, then you're not going to succeed. This is very important, and it's one of those things where you have to ask yourself, what am I really actually doing here? What am I actually trying to really to go after? And it's one of those things where you have to constantly ask yourself, am I doing the right thing here? Am I having the right conversation? And it's one of those things again where you have to ask yourself, are my prices in relationship? Like, is there a sync? Do my prices sync well with the quality I'm offering and also the target audience? If you are selling to an audience who cares a lot about pricing and you're not having low prices, they're not going to buy from you. And so your dropshipping ads will fail. That's for sure. Another reason why you might have a dropshipping ad fails is that if you have bad customer support. Now you might be thinking, well, the customer support happens after the ad. No. Because chances are folks know about your products anyway. They know about your store anyway, even before you actually promote your store. So basically, if you have if there is a mismatch between what you're claiming in the dropshipping ad and what happens in reality, you're not going to succeed. That's for sure, because people would know very early on that everything you're just talking about is just bullshit. It's not really it's not real. So you want to make sure that your customer support is really, really quintessential here. And customer support has many layers, from returns to refunds to product defects to shipping. All those things have an impact upon your customer support. Okay, how long do you take to respond to queries? Like if people reach out to you on Facebook, how much does it take you to respond to them? If people reach out to you on Shopify, how much does it take you to respond to them? If people reach out to you on Amazon or eBay or Etsy, how long does it take you to respond to them? So people kind of look at this, and all these elements constitute your customer support. So if you have bad customer support, this is not good for your dropshipping ad. So you're going to have ad fails, that's for sure. If you have delayed shipping, this could be another problem when it comes to a dropshipping ad fails. In other words, you are trying to really tell the people that, hey, listen, you actually, I'm going to deliver this to you within 3 days, and it takes 30 days to deliver the item. This is a big problem. And when we talk about dropshipping ads, now a lot of times these things happen if you are dropshipping from China, if you're dropshipping from AliExpress, if you're dropshipping from other players in China, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, this is a geography thing. If you are going to dropship from a far away country, it's not going to happen where the item will be delivered ASAP, especially right now. If things are shipped by a boat, then it's going to take forever so It's going to take forever to reach the recipients. So it's one of those things where you have to set expectations from the get-go. There are ways to actually set expectations. For instance, you can have a shipping policy where you explain clearly, in black and white, what your policies are. And so customers at least have a clear idea what you are talking about before they place the order. And you want to have that because you want to actually be transparent in terms of shipping. You want to be transparent in terms of logistics, in terms of fulfillment, product quality, and so on and so forth. Now, if there is inconsistency in managing the business, then this could also be problematic for you in terms of having dropshipping ad success, because customers will see that things are not consistent and they might not actually be interested in anything revolving around your dropshipping store. So you really want to pay attention to how you manage your store, how you manage the business overall. Again, we're speaking about because this dropshipping thing is a business and you have to manage it as a business so that customers can see that, okay, you are for real. You are really like into this thing to win it. So this is kind of important. And when I talk about inconsistency in managing your business, this is not a one-time thing. It has to be a long-term sort of strategy you need to have if you want to avoid dropshipping ad fails. And another thing that you need to really pay attention to is constantly asking for feedback, right? You're constantly asking for feedback. You're asking for reviews. You're asking for all kinds of feedback so you can improve your operations. You can improve your business model. You can improve your products. You can improve like the quality of your products and so on and so forth. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about dropshipping ad fails, and I'm just sharing with you some of the top reasons why dropshipping advertisements fail all the time. Another reason why you might have a dropshipping ad fail is if you have an unattractive website design. Now, this is a big problem, not only for experienced dropshippers, but also for newbies. The thing here is that your website, your Shopify store, your WooCommerce store, your BigCommerce store, your Wix store, your Shipped for Shop, your Big Cartel, so it really depends on a lot of things. You have to understand, when we talk about unattractive website design, this is not the fault of the e-commerce platform. No, it's up to you. Remember, even with Shopify, you can actually, when you get into Shopify, you have the ability to buy a premium theme and apply that theme to your overall store. If you do not invest enough in your website design, things will be a little problematic here. So customers will see a disconnect between your ad, your dropshipping ad, and the quality of your website. So when we talk about unattractive website design, we're speaking about you buying a premium theme, for example, and applying that theme to your store. You can't just go with the basic themes that Shopify has. No, I mean, of course, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Themes on Shopify themes cost money. You can actually see anywhere from $300 all the way to $800. This is totally possible. Yeah, totally possible, and it happens all the time. So you are able to have a conversation with yourself and say, you know what? Do I want to go this route? Do I want to spend that much money? If yes, then go ahead and do it. If not, just go ahead and do it also. It's one of those things where you have to make a decision at some point as to what really matters to you. And you have to agree to what matters to you, and you have to agree to what doesn't matter to you. It's one of those things where, again, you have to invest in your website. And when we talk about the website design, we're speaking about a lot of things too, though. It's not just about the theme. It's about the overall look and feel, the load speed, how fast your website loads, and whether or not your Shopify store is mobile responsive. Remember, mobile responsiveness is really important because that's going to differentiate your store from other stores in the long run, right? That's what you want anyway. You want folks to know that your store is different and that you are actually selling quality products, but also you are able to differentiate yourself from the get-go. This is really important, and at the end of the day, this is something that you need to do very properly, and this is really wonderful. Let me give you a few pro tips before we close to this conversation. It's really important to understand that when we talk about dropshipping ad fails. We're paying attention to a few things. We're paying attention to things that really work. And so what you want to do is you want to focus on keywords with high search volume, low competition. High search volume, low competition. It's really important to find a product with high search volume but low competition. These are commonly known as niche products, but the reasoning here is that you want a product that has a lot of potential buyers, but you don't want a product that's so popular that you're competing against Walmart or Home Depot for first page rankings, right? So finding this mythical niche product is going to take a lot of time. It could take weeks or months until one is discovered. And that's because there are so many experienced internet marketers that know this game all too well. But there are still all kinds of products to be discovered. Okay, this is really great. You can use Google's keyword planner. You can also use other resources as well. You want to find a product for your a supplier for your products. You want to also make sure that you are consistently investing back in the business. You want to add value to your business all the time. You got to really think about, again, this is a business where you have to constantly polish things up to be clear that you are adding value and you are doing what really worked yesterday. You have to keep doing it. And so you want to study various business models for a few months, okay? It's all about trials and errors. You have to really see what really works. You have to see what really doesn't work. And at some point, you have to start realizing that you are going to be in a situation where you are constantly tweaking things. And so this goes back to what I said earlier about A/B testing. And when we talk about A/B testing, we're not just talking about you A/B testing your website or whatever. You can also A/B test your overall strategy, your overall business strategy. So to see which one will work for you, to have a clear idea about the best strategy for you going forward. And so when we talk about, the thing is, regardless of how you find a winning product, knowing that you have one available is critical before doing all this other legwork. Because if you pursue the other legwork, let's say site building, social media pages, logos, and artwork without a supplier, you can end up wasting a lot of time if you can't find a supplier for your winning product. Okay, you got to find once you find the product, you need to find a supplier of that winning product for you to actually start making money. Okay, and start making money in a consistent manner and a sustainable manner as well, so that you can just build gradually your dropshipping store. Another thing you have to really pay attention to if you're trying to really make money and you want to avoid all the dropshipping ad fails that I just spoke about, you need to actually pay attention to product margins. We're speaking here about your ROI, your return on investment. Okay. And so you want to really pay attention because when we talk about the margins, we're speaking about not just the cost of the product, but also the cost of shipping. Okay. Because the thing is that some brands really take longer to ship, especially if the geography is really far away. We're speaking about China or we're speaking about Asia in general. So you have to really pay attention to that. And when we talk about shipping, we're speaking about, the size, the weight, or the area it's actually shipping from. So you got to ask yourself, is this worth it for me? Okay. And this goes back to what I said about finding a reliable supplier, because the supplier is going to ship the dropshipping products for you. So you want to make sure that the relationship you have with the supplier is strong enough so that they can give you shipping prices that are reasonable. And otherwise, you're not going to survive. You're not going to be able to survive in this industry if you're constantly trying to if you're trying to eke out a small profit or a small margin out of every product. What you want to have a decent profit margin that can help you, that can sustain you to reinvest in the business over the long run. And so it's really also important to understand that you want to constantly go back to what I said about making sure that you study your target audience. And when we talk about target audience, we are going back again to the three things that I mentioned before: the geography, the demographics, and most important thing is that you want to know about the economics of the target audience. What is their purchasing power? What kind of products do they like? How much are they willing to spend on that product? Those are important elements, because if you are selling, let's say, a product and you have set a price and that price is out of reach for most of your target audience, you're not going to sell it. No matter how great your marketing strategy is, no matter how wonderful no matter how impeccable your strategies are, that you know that something is happening and that you know that you can't really reach your goal. One thing I also need to say before closing to this conversation is that when we talk about ad failure, dropshipping ad failure in general is simply because there is a mismatch between your own strategy and what the market is actually asking for. So there has to be a match at all times between what you want to have, between your strategy, what you want to have, and what the market really wants. It has to be a match between the demand and the supply. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's quickly do a recap here into this conversation. I spoke to you about dropshipping ad fail, and I'll just share with you a few reasons behind dropshipping ad failures. I give you the approach, and I give you the pro tips. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.